DPOG.
There we go.
Two-time.
There you guys go.
Good, appreciate it.
Yeah.
What's the vibes like, man? Just coming back from that trip and you know, obviously you had the beam and stuff before. Now you have the DPOG change. Just how much are things seemingly falling into place for this group?
Yeah, I mean, the vibes are good right now. I mean, everyone's feeling confident, feeling good. You know, we had to take care of business coming into this week, but it was a successful road trip for us.
You have, I think, 15 of 19 or 16 of 20 at home coming up. How important is this stretch going to be for you guys and your goals?
I think the biggest thing for us is just focusing on one game at a time. You know, I think sometimes we get into these long homestands, you kind of start, you know, looking ahead or saying this or that, you know, about this team or that team coming in. But I think we've seen that, you know, if we want to get to where we want to be, it just starts with just one game at a time. So, you know, right now it's just Charlotte and then just, you know, trying to build from there.
Is that kind of how it was, you know, after you guys lost, you know, those first two and then won the last two? Because it seemed like, you know, you guys, you know, just throw out the sink, let's move on to the next game.
For sure. I mean, I think, you know, coming from, you know, losing Milwaukee, winning in Cleveland, losing in New York, you kind of start to see, you know, where our focus was at. So I think finishing out the road trip the way we did, being able, like I said, to finish 500 on that, and then coming into this homestand, it's just a matter of, look, let's just hit singles, focus on today, just get one win at a time, and just go from there.
How do you go about establishing that? Like, how do you make sure that it is just on to the next one?
I think it's just staying sharp, you know, not assuming that, you know, if Domantas was hot or Malik was hot or Fox was hot, that we can just ride that, but just saying, look, foundationally, how are we playing? You know what I'm saying? How are our turnovers? How are our rebounding? How are our pace? And just kind of getting back to those things, and then everything else take care of itself.
Mm-hmm. What do you think of Domas' name coming up more and more prominently in All-Star conversation?
I mean, he should be an All-Star. I mean, you look at, you know, the West, you look at how we're playing, you look at how productive he's been. You know, I just, you know, talking about front court players, I think it's hard to not have him in that conversation.
You know, let's go back to that foundation. The foundation in the locker room, you know, it seemed like everybody's, you know, all in and sharing in on your accomplishment of winning at DPOG. Well, what is it like right now? You know, it doesn't seem like anybody off to the side into their own little world. Everybody is tuned in. What is that locker room like right now, Harrison?
I mean, we have a lot of fun. I mean, that's what we do as a group. It's nice that, you know, we have the wins in the win column to reflect that chemistry. But I think, you know, right now, I think the coaching staff coming up with that award, it's really just a testament to our team. You know, obviously one player gets it every single game, but I think just everyone kind of sharing in that. And I think, you know, from stuff that you see online, people can kind of get a sense of that. But it's really just a collective effort.
There's no neck pain from wearing that a couple days in a row?
No, I borrowed some of Malik's ice to get prepared for it, so I'm okay.
Do you feel like there's any, like, substantial X factors on, like, the difference between a good night and a bad night for you guys?
Man, honestly, I think it's just, I really think it comes down to our turnovers. Like, when we have our defense set, we feel confident, you know, we can get stops, especially down the stretch, but the live ball turnovers, that's what kills us, you know, giving teams extra possessions. You know, for teams going to score 15 to 20 points off our turnovers, and we're going to be in for a long night. Not saying that we can't win that game, but it's just going to put us in a deficit.
And how do you go about avoiding that? It's just staying locked in, or?
Really just hitting singles. You know, sometimes, you know, we want to try to make the highlight play, and we have guys that can do that and can finish those plays, but a lot of times it's just being simple. If they're trapping, you know, a Fox or a Domas, we're just making a simple play. If we get it on the fast break, you know, let's just make sure we get to it. It doesn't have to necessarily be a highlight too.
A couple more. All right, that's it. Thanks.
Gotta do it.
Thanks.
Thank you, Harrison. Appreciate it.